So if you are a beekeeper watching this, and I would suspect that quite a few of you are, and you're going to extract honey, and if you're going to extract that honey, and if you're going to either sell that honey, or you're going to give it to friends, or you're just going to consume it yourself, you have to have a refractometer. This is just the box. The magic lies inside. And this is a refractometer. So what does it do? It measures the moisture level in honey. It can measure the moisture level in just about anything. As beekeepers, we use it to measure the moisture level of honey. Why is that important? Well, it's important for one main reason. If the moisture level in honey is too high, it will basically allow the honey to ferment. Basically how you make mead, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to tell you, you can't eat fermented honey. It will hurt you terribly. So you want the moisture level in honey to be somewhere below 18%, best around 17. I like to see mine about 17, 16%. I'm not going to get into, well, what happens if I pull my honey out and it's too high? That's another video, and how you have to basically dehydrate your honey to get it down to the percentage that you need it to be. A whole different video, whole different subject, but we're going to tell you how you can test it. Testing is pretty simple, but first thing you need to do is when you get your hygrometer, and these are not expensive. I bought this on Amazon for $23.98 in 2019. And I just looked it up today and they're down to $22.98. So the prices are just falling off like crazy. So they're not expensive, but it's a critical tool. When you get it, you're going to need to calibrate it. And to calibrate it, it's a pretty simple process. The refractometer has a small calibration on the top, and it usually comes with a screwdriver. With the refractometer, you're either going to get a liquid that the instructions will tell you, and always follow the instructions that come with it, but it will tell you what to calibrate that particular liquid to, or if it doesn't, or you run out of it, I always use extra virgin olive oil. And get a good extra virgin olive oil, because you're going to have a lot left over and you want to enjoy that in your food. But so what do you do with it? How do you make that happen? Well, you open up your refractometer and you get your extra virgin olive oil and you basically just wipe it across the front, and you got a good solid wipe across. You want it completely filled up. I'm going to show you what that looks like with honey in just a second, and then you close it off, and then you hold the refractometer up and you look inside it, and you're going to see that blue screen, okay? And we're going to show you that. And on the inside, there's going to be 3 different levels on these. And the one you want to pay most attention to when you're calibrating is the BRIX, B-R-I-X level. And on this one, it happens to be in the middle. And most I've ever seen it is in the middle. And so you focus in on that, and you should have a focus as well, so you can focus your refractometer so it's easier to see. You want your refractometer with the extra virgin olive oil to be between 71 and 72 on the BRIX scale. So basically you set it to 71.5, and it's pretty easy to do. So you've got it up to your eye, you're looking at it, and you take the screwdriver and you put it into the screw in the middle of it and just slowly adjust until you're at 71.5. Then you're done. That's it. Put your little cap back on, clean your refractometer. I usually use distilled water, but you can use just regular water and a soft cloth. Just get it completely clean and completely dry, and then you're good to go. I check the calibration on mine every time I use it, only because something could happen in between. I've never reset the calibration on this. It's always been really close to good. So let's talk about how to do that with honey. It's important to check the honey that you're extracting from a frame before you extract it, because once it's extracted, it's a lot harder even to get it down. You can, but it's a lot easier to dehydrate, if you must, on a frame. So you take a frame. I don't have a frame to show you, but it's like you take a frame that's full and basically dig into it and get a finger full of honey, which is the way I do it. There may be other ways. People may take tools or whatever, but I just take my finger, get a big hunk of honey, make sure that there's no wax or anything on it, and then basically you wipe it across. Show you kind of what it looks like. I'm using some honey, and you just put some on your finger, and then you simply wipe it across the screen of the glass and get it coated. And then when you cover it up, you're going to see it completely coats on the inside, and you want it to be that way. After you've done that, you take the rest of the honey and just enjoy it, because a lot of times the first taste you're going to get of your honey is it's coming out for the first time. And then you want to check it again, just like you did with the calibration, and you hold it up and you go, ha ha ha, 16.5, boom, ha ha ha. That's exactly what you want. And then you look again and you go, yep, measured twice, I got it, 16.5. You want your honey to be below 18%. As I said, 17 is what I shoot for. Anything below that, 16.5, I'm feeling great. So that's the range. Now, there's some honeys that could be a lot more than that. There's some clover honeys that can be up to like 19% and not ferment on you. I'm not going to get into that. A vast majority of your honeys need to be below 18%. 16 to 17 is what I'm always shooting for, and again, you know, this is 16.5, and everything I've been pulling this year has been in the 16.5, maybe 16, closer to 17, but I'm always where I need to be. Then after you're done with that, you basically open it back up. I clean it off with my finger on both sides, enjoy the honey, and then I come back and I wipe it clean with some distilled water, or again, you could just use regular water if you want, and just keep your instrument clean. That's really all there is to it. It's critically important though that you use one. I'm going to go back to it again. If you are going to consume the honey, sell the honey, or give it to friends, you got to know what the percentage is, and a refractometer is the absolute best way to do it. So there you have it.